Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to yet another in-game event overview video. This time we're looking at the actual in-game event items and how to get them for the Starlight Festival 2017. The storyline won't be looked at because that's something I don't want to necessarily spoil for you, but the whole thing kicks off at the NPC Amgaranji over at the amphitheatre in Old Gridania. It's snowing everywhere, there are clapping and dancing bears all around and people throwing snowballs on the snow patches. The event itself kicks off at Amgaranji in the centre of the amphitheatre, whom gives you a quest to go to Bent Branch Meadows, port over there and continue the story. Eventually you're given a bear as part of the quest, which teaches you how to use your extra action button on the bear itself to throw presents at locations you choose to explode into festive particle effects. This is in the attempt to cheer up the locals. Do this at the two specified locations until the next NPC tells you the plight, which makes it impossible for him to cheer up. Decorations are missing, presumably stolen. It all winds up leading to a fate at the south of the zone. This fate is called Bad Luck Comes in Trees, which is an amazing pun. For this, it's recommended to be in a party with others. Simply put in shout or say chat that you need a party for the bear fate, and you will get invited soon enough. A lot of people are doing this. Now, the reason we really need a party for this is that accreditation for the fate's completion is pretty tricky. You see, you have to be on the quest mount, which is given to you by the nearby bear handler NPC if you haven't got one on. Then you must click the sync button since this fate is for level 11 and above, and you won't get credit otherwise, so you need to sync down to it. And then you need to damage the trees by throwing presents at them. You can't damage them in any other means. They move around pretty fast, so unless you plan where they're going and try to throw presents where they will be, you will have a tough time getting this completed. In a group this will be easier to ensure that you get accreditation, but it's not guaranteed, so get focused on throwing those presents in advance. The maximum reward for this fate are 2 Starlight boxes. You cannot obtain any more than that, and if you don't get gold accreditation you don't actually get any. You get 2 Starlight boxes per fate, and this can be done repeatedly for as many as you want. There are countless items we'll look at shortly from the event vendor back in Old Gridania. You can use these presents to purchase if you want to go for those extras. Stick around and farm the fate a few times. Once you finish this quest you can always go back to the handler NPC next to the fate to get another bear anyway, but if you want to continue and come back later, or if you've already farmed enough, then go back to the quest NPC location and turn it in, where you're rewarded with your very own Starlight bear mount. Bear in mind that you'll need to be on the actual quest bear mount and not your own bear mount to actually accredit on the fate, so simply go back to the fate area and talk to the bear handler NPC nearby to be able to get one for the actual fate. Summon forth your Starlight Bear and delight the younglings to no end. Unlike his wild cousins, Kochab the bear can be relied upon to delight folk rather than tear them apart. Raised from a cub by celebrant Banefeld, he has mastered the art of starburst lobbing, a skill that proved useful in hunting down thieving treants. The hidden text says, "I never knew bears could be so adorable," a quote of the festival goer there. Presumably that was before being eaten alive. The mount does indeed have a cool ability to throw presents like in the actual event. It can fly, which is awesome. Who doesn't love a flying bear? And indeed this also means it can be used underwater in underwater areas that allow for aquatic travel. So not only is it a flying bear, but it's a submarine bear as well. Just awesome really, isn't it? The other event items are purchased from the Starlight Celebrant at X10Y8 in Old Gridania, again near the amphitheatre itself. This includes the new wall poster for the event, the Starlight Log and Starlight Stew consumable cosmetic tabletop items, and the sapling tabletop item Christmas tree that we looked at in the previous video. All in all, I enjoyed this event. It's always nice to receive a mount from an in-game event as a reward, and I actually really like both the scale of the mount in terms of feeling fast for its size, and the added functionality of yet another mount with an interesting extra action button associated with it. Let me know what you think of the event and the bear mount, and if you can barely believe you managed to complete it, pause for thought, bearing in mind all the people who are yet to get their furry friend. I'd stop the puns, but I'm afraid there's no clause in my contract. And on that note, I'll see you all next time.